never rat on your friends, and always keep your mouth shut.
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
Hello everyone, welcome to Everyone's Critic. This is Spencer Fawcett, and today I'm going to be talking about Goodfellas. Goodfellas is a true story of a man named Henry Hill who as a kid idolized gangsters and ended up becoming one later in life. And he really enjoys the lifestyle of a gangster until years later, eventually things come crashing down and it's not so fun for him anymore. So let's take a look.
Hey Mom, what do you think?
You look like a gangster.
By the time I grew up, there was $30 billion a year in cargo moving through Idlewild Airport. Believe me, we tried to steal every bit of it.
What do?
I'm in construction.
He's not Jewish.
Mazel tov.
For most of the guys, killings got to be accepted.
Hey, Henry, here's an arm.
Very funny, guys.
Here's a leg.
There's a wing. What do you like, the leg or the wing?
For us, to live any other way was nuts. And we were treated like movie stars with muscle. We had it all just for the asking.
It's gonna be a good summer.
It was a glorious time.
In a world that's powered by violence, on the streets where the violent have power, a new generation carries on an old tradition.
Quick shout out to my friend Grace who suggested that I review this movie. Very good suggestion. I was going to do it anyway, but I'm glad it was suggested, so thank you, Grace. Right off the bat, I'm going to say that Goodfellas is the movie that got me into movies. I first saw it when I was in middle school. I probably watched it 200 times in middle school alone. You know, not counting how many times I've seen it since middle school. It's just does everything so well. Once I saw it, I wanted to see every other Martin Scorsese movie I could find. I wanted to see every other Robert De Niro movie I could find. I wanted to see every other gangster movie I could find. And then I just started watching a whole bunch of movies. Goodfellas is fantastic. It hits every mark perfectly. The acting is great. It's a very underrated lead performance by Ray Liotta, which is really his only great performance. He's done some good performances, and he's not a bad actor, but he's been in a lot of terrible movies, and Goodfellas was really one of the only good movies he was ever in, and it's a shame that he hasn't done more performances like that, because he has that potential. He's fantastic here. Robert De Niro is great. He has a small role, but he's really good. Lorraine Bracco, who plays Henry Hill's wife in the movie, is very good. Another underrated performance. But the performance that seals the show from everyone else is Joe Pesci as Tommy DeVito. I mentioned in my Raging Bull review that in every single Scorsese movie that Joe Pesci is in, he steals it. He's like the greatest. He's one of the greatest supporting actors of all time. He's like great in supporting roles. He does incredible work, especially as a gangster. No matter how Robert De Niro is a fantastic actor in gangster movies, but Joe Pesci is the best gangster movie actor in my opinion. He plays them so well, and he does it incredibly well here, and he won an Oscar for this performance. Well deserved. The screenplay is very good. There's some very interesting dialogue that makes you think, and there's also some very snappy and funny dialogue that you might not expect from a movie like this. And at times it kind of makes it like a dark comedy. Some of the lines are very iconic. That's all very good. The direction is great. And there's another thing I mentioned with my Raging Bull review. Martin Scorsese has only won one Best Director Oscar, and that was for The Departed, which is one of his lesser movies. Martin Scorsese, he should have won for Raging Bull, and he should have won for Goodfellas. For both Best Director and Best Picture. He lost to Kevin Costner for Dances with Wolves, and I don't want to get into that, but like this is one of those movies that stands the test of time. You know, everyone who loves movies loves this movie. I don't know a single person who hates it. You never hear anything bad about it. You just hear how great it is, how like quintessential it is in the crime genre, and it just Scorsese's filmography and everything. It's one of those movies that inspires movies, and it has a huge fan base. And there are some movies, this movie was made in 1990. There are some movies in the 90s that people say go back and watch 20, 25 years later and it doesn't hold up. There's some things that didn't age well. You don't see that with this movie. This movie, it's, no matter when you see it, it's fantastic. It's a perfect movie. I said the same thing about Raging Bull. Martin Scorsese has a lot of masterpieces under his wing. I think this is his best movie. It just does everything well, like acting, screenplay, directing, rewatchable. I've seen it countless times. Entertainment, you're very entertained. You could have a few friends over and watch it. It's like that. It has that exciting violence that people look for in gangster movies. It's got humor. And it's got like interesting moments. There's something in it for everyone. Even people who don't like gangster movies will find something to like in Goodfellas. It's currently on Netflix, so go watch Goodfellas on Netflix. Take a break from everything else. Go watch Goodfellas on Netflix, and you won't be disappointed. You'll love it. It's a perfect movie. I give it a 10 out of 10. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for my next video. Thank you.